Okay, so Stereo Slaves, first of all. This is Mark Ross, aka Stereo Slaves. This is called Now or Never. Hello, fat man.
To
So there we go. That is Stereo Slaves, Now or Never. Not to be confused with the song by Elvis Presley. It's now or never. Come hold me tight. Kiss me, my darling. Be mine tonight. Yes, I was also Elvis Presley. Tomorrow will meet too late. Amber Presley. It's now or never. My love can wait. And that used to make women in the 50s weak at the knees. Oh, God. Hello, Dr. Drew Clute. How you doing, mate? Yeah, he nicked that from the Cornettos advert, didn't he? Wanker. Actually, no, what happened was there was an opera song, wasn't there? It was actually the melody to an opera song. Can't remember what it was called. But let's pretend that it was the Cornetto advert he stole it from. Wanker. What a Jeffrey. Osalemio. Is that what it is? There you go. Something like that. Froth at the Gash, yeah. That was the kind of music that used to make... Yeah, it was called Elvis the Pelvis. And he was actually... This has got nothing to do with Mark's tune now at all. Oh my God. I love having ADHD. Elvis the Pelvis. And because of his raunchy dance moves... They would film him from the waist up. They wouldn't film from the waist down. Because this was considered raunchy in the 50s. This. Always a one for the money. I just want the show. Every day I'm running out. Go, kid, go. Don't you step on my blue suede shoes. Oh, Elvis! And now we have WAP. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Telling ya. World's gone mad. Yep. Actually, fun fact is Control 4. Elvis is more an actor than a singer. If you combine his movie hours compared to his song hours. Can you do that though? Can you really compare movie hours to songs? Because songs aren't as long. If songs were as long as a film, then yeah, that would be an active comparison, but they're not. So you can't really say that he was more an actor than a singer. I think he was a singer and an actor. Like he was both of those things. They don't have to be mutually exclusive. Yeah, he was a commodity. He died on the toilet eating a hamburger, and I'm sorry, that's probably the best way to go, isn't it? Really. That's literally like in Las Vegas. Oh my God. Oh. Yeah, there's probably a few better ways to go than that, I guess. But wow to the person that found him. I wonder if he was having a poo. Yeah. Anyway, back to Mark's song, Stereo Slaves, Now or Never. This is a really, really great tune. I do apologise, Mark. You know what we're like on this show. It's sometimes saying less is more. Like, there is nothing that I would change about this tune. I did think it was a little bit on the long side, but it didn't feel like it was dragging along at all. I think a lot of people in the chat really liked that vocal as well. I know Bosky really liked it. Couldn't place it in terms of, you know, genre. And again, that's a good thing. That's a good thing for me. Maybe you'd call it melodic house. Maybe melodic trance. It's got progressive-y trance vibes to it. Tropical house vibes, says Scratch Gonzo. Yeah, cool. So yeah, I liked it a lot. Conor Kieran said I liked it a bit quicker. Yeah, that's it's because of you're the same as me. You're from a harder genre background, and so kind of like get used to our base rate is like at least 142 BPM, isn't it? So yeah, I liked it. I liked the vibe of it. I liked the groove to it. I liked the tempo of it. I liked the whole feel of it. And I really like that vocal. So yeah. Once again, Mark Ross, you have excelled yourself, darling. So thank you. Hello to everyone who's just got here. By the way, I know that you have seen that I have got a raffle going at the moment. So the raffle, the link is in the chat right now. Please go and get yourself a few tickets because it really does help me. A waffle. And this raffle is to win a 3-hour online DJ or music production session with me. And that can be taken, any time, obviously, from any country as well. So you don't have to be in England for this. You don't have to be in the UK. So please go and get yourself some tickets. It all helps me to be an independent content creator and to continue bringing you these streams, continue being a teacher, that kind of thing. Yeah. So please go and grab yourselves a few tickets. I'll give you the raffle thing again. Yeah, thank you. Troll 4 says, I'm going to be a DJ at my brother's wedding party in September. Oh my goodness, mate. You looking forward to it? Okay. That's awesome, mate. So, yeah, what are you going to go with? 80s, yeah. We all like Jackbox streams, says Eric. Yeah, we'll have some of those soon. Awesome. Okay, so next up we have got DJ Sweeter, and this is Twerk It. Oh my goodness. DJ Sweet R. Sweeter. I absolutely love that. I just need to say a big thank you, actually, before we get into this, to Marky Bear for 7 months, to Hustler for 14 months, and to King Kakiwurst for 30 months. You guys are awesome. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you so much for subscribing. Welcome in. Yeah, this tune is perfect. I would call it bass house. It reminds me of this stuff that a friend of mine, Fat Supply, does. It's very similar to her kind of sound. I really, really dig this. I think it works really well in any kind of a DJ set. Control 4 says it best there. This track can make grandma dance, definitely. And I love the fact that when I asked you, I said in the chat just then, please tell me that they're your vocals. I kind of knew that you were going to say yes. I was really hoping. And you've like pitched them down, did a bit of processing to them. It's the best way to have something that's not going to be in anyone else's tune. Because a lot of the same stuff pops up on Splice, or a lot of the stuff that is on Splice pops up in different tunes. So absolutely, if you are brave enough to get on the mic and do your own vocals, you can disguise it as much as you want, pitching it down, pitching it up, take the formant out, put processing on it, mess it up as much as you want. We've got Melodyne. Not that I need Melodyne, of course. You can do so much with your vocals. Even if you didn't want it to be, front and center, you could make your own vocals for blur effects, for textures, for atmospherics in the background, wash it with reverb. There's so many different ways that you could use something of yourself within a track. And it's very important to do that because you'll feel more connected to it. You'll feel more inclined to finish it. And you'll feel like, okay, Pikey, no worries. You'll feel like, basically those are the main things. So feeling connected to your music is very important, especially if you're not a singer like me. Then you got to do other things to make it your own. So there you go. I used my lad's fart as a riser in a tune, says Bosky. There you go. So honestly, like using Foley in music, using sounds that you've just gone around and recorded. We've had an idea for ages. I've still not done it, but I will do it in a stream soon. Of using, we've got one of our cats has got a very, very specific kind of a purr, and we always said it would be really cool to like make that purr into a proper like growly bass line, with wavetable synthesis. And layering it and octaving it and, using that audio in a couple of oscillators and then, a bit of processing and just see how what you can make by, completely reshaping a sound. And yeah, the MRI sounds that Bosky went for an MRI a few years ago now, and he made a track using all the sounds from an MRI machine. What a great way to reframe a scary time in your life. I've recently gone for an MRI as well, so I now know exactly what those sounds are. And I love that for you. I think you were taking back your power, at a time in your life, Bosky, where you were having, a scary, it's always scary when our health is under threat. So yeah, anything like that where you can put something of your own in there. So DJ Sweeter, thank you. Thank you for sending this in. And the production around it's obviously it's not just about you using a vocal. It was the production around it was brilliant. The arrangement was brilliant. The composition was great. The mix down was great. Yes, it was. I was going to say something about the hi-hats being a bit loud, but I think that's stylistic to the to this genre, because everything else made sense to me musically. I think that's just a subjective thing that I'm thinking. Yeah, I loved it. I think it was a really great, strong piece of work. Please send more in. And guys, go and follow Sweeter right now, please. Thank you. I never even heard a hat. They were in there. It was probably a ride that I'm referring to, but they were in there. Go back and have a listen on his thingamabob. A hat, bless you, a top hat. I can't remember now, but yeah, it was just something that it was just a subjective thing. I think it was a ride. You would have heard the ride on your phones, but yeah, I think when it comes to critiquing about mix downs, we can't really do that if we're listening on a phone. I'm listening to on my Serb and my Mackie system right now, so just need our friend Digital Dave to do a final mix and master. We actually have a big collab coming soon. Nice. Good. Yeah, keep them coming, mate. Keep them coming. What a fucking legend. Next up, M Series. Make yourself known. Are you there? I think I saw you earlier. So this is a track by M Series. There he is. How you doing? Okay. Again, I've not had to listen to this one through yet. I know it's going to be good. So here we go. This is Where Are You? Back to 99 mix. Okay, well, that just happened. M series is back. Wow. Where are you? Back to 99 mix there. Wow. Don't say sorry about the loud vocal. It was literally, it was in the 1, 2, 3, 4. It was in the second bar. So when she sings those bits, and that will be just from the proximity effect of her being closer to the microphone or belting it a little bit more than the other bits. So literally just a little bit of manual volume automation in there, and instead of just running it straight into a compressor, I always think that it's important to do as much as you can to get things balanced through manual volume automation first. And then when you've got it as balanced as possible throughout the whole thing, then start to apply processing. Yeah, you don't need to apologize for it. It was really nice. It was harsh but not loud. People are too lazy to do that these days. I love doing that though. You're right. You're completely right, Control 4. But how can you not want to do that? It's crazy to me. Like, if you're like, the vocal's such an important part of a track, right? And you can see it. It's not like it's a difficult job. I don't know how many, I don't know how often it is explained though. Like, not everyone is a perfectionist like you. Oh, thank you. Or not everyone makes a massive mountain out of every molehill. But no, it's something that I will die on that hill, because I do think it's important to balance your vocals as much as possible. But I don't think I've ever learnt that through seeing anyone else do it online, for example. I learned how to do that through a guy showing me years and years ago. The manual automation is the best thing ever. Exactly. But yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe this is a 60s thing. But it's very, very quick and easy to do it in, like, for example, on FL Studio, you could do it in Edison. So in Edison, any changes that you make to the waveform will be applied in real time. So you can literally see the waveform look more level with everything else when you've done that. And then when you've done that, render that down, then apply some compression if you want to, some parallel serial compression, and whatever it is else that you want. Because the problem is, if you don't, then any type of processing that you add over the top, for example, a delay effect or something, it's going to magnify, or any kind of like compression, any kind of like saturation or whatever it is, it will just magnify that issue, won't it? Hello, Pete. So, but and also that this also applies to getting everything timed correctly in terms of where where your, what's the word for it? Where the transient of the vocals words are hitting in relationship to the downbeat. So if things start, I mean, you've got a bit of movement, they call it in the pocket, don't they? You don't have to be like hard quantized, but anything that you don't have, like, that is properly on 16th notes, quantum physics, no, it's not that. If you then put on like a rhythmizer or a delay again or whatever, it's just going to like sound out at that point. Vocals can be really, really weird and really funny to work with, but if you just get used to doing it, and the best way to get used to doing it is to record your own vocals, because rest assured, when you start recording your own vocals, first thing you're going to do is record it in a really shit way, but you're going to learn a lot. That's how I learned about recording everything in 32-bit floating, so nothing was distorted. And everyone's voice sounds different. Yeah, through different microphones, through how far away you are, the proximity effect. And everyone's burps are different as well. But yeah, it's a great learning curve. You're going to learn so much if you spend time on vocals. But anyway, back to M Series and the rest of this tune. Very, very strong traditional hard house tune, I'd say. Hello, Chrome. And hello, Alfonso. Really, really nice feel to it. I love the kind of like the bassline-ness of the bass. Like that kind of like speed garagey feel to it. I really like that. Hello, Chair Bear. I think you did an amazing job. And also, welcome back, because I know you've not been doing music for a little bit of time. So it's really, really nice to see you come back with such a strong tune. So yeah, thank you for being here. Thank you for sending this in. I know you haven't sent me a social media thing. I think you said that you were just building things up again, weren't you? So can everyone just please just go and follow M Series on here, please? Thank you. So up next we have got, for those of you who weren't here earlier, we have got Big Brother royalty in the house today. Is one of the submissions. So those of you who remember Big Brother 7, you might remember the winner of BB7, which was Pete Bennett. I remember him. He was so cool. And he's now doing Hard House. Yes! This is so cool. It really is. This is the second person that I have had connections with now in terms of music. The other one was Freddie, who won, I think, one of the previous weekend, one of the previous Big Brother. I don't think, no, he didn't win it. He came quite close to winning it. Frederick Fisher. And we did a couple of tracks together years and years ago now. And now we are coming full circle with Pete Bennett and his track House on Fire. Katie says that she watches him all the time on TikTok. That's awesome. That is awesome. So yeah, this is his new hard house tune. It's called House on Fire. Okay, there we go. That is Pete Bennett, House on Fire. So, what do you guys think? Before I forget, I'm not sure what version it is that you've sent here, Pete. So the first thing that I would say, because we are on 6 minutes 20, which is fine lengthwise for a hard house tune. It might be good to get that whittled down a little bit. And also the other thing was the start. What are we doing on the start? Yeah, so your start and your ending are with the bass line already in. So that says to me that this has probably been made as like a radio edit or an original mix, as they call it now. The extended mix is the one that DJs would play. So this is something that you might want to take into consideration if you're going to be releasing music for DJs as well. You might want to have a version for DJs, which is typically 32 bars either end of just kick and percussion and then going into the bass. Best way for you to copy that kind of arrangement will be to go and have a look at similar hard house tunes that you want it to sound like and emulate, and then use that as a reference track in your arrangement, and then just count along. Make sure you put the track that is your reference track at the same BPM, so it matches up with your playlist, and then just see where everything comes in. So from the start, find where the bass line comes in, then find out where the breakdown is, and then where the drop is. And then you can kind of like copy that as a way for you to get the arrangement, how it would be more kind of like, and people would be more used to hearing it. If this is primarily just for you and for your album, then don't worry about that as much. I would say, though, it would be good for you to have versions for DJs to play, because obviously that means more exposure. And so that would be the first thing that I would look at. Second thing that I've noticed, this could be subjective, but it's something that I noted that was a little bit distracting, was you were putting cymbal crashes every 4 bars. So having the cymbal crashes every 4 bars isn't very typical of this genre. So the cymbal crash usually denotes when the next set of things are coming in or the next set of things are coming out. And that usually rides around 8 bars and 16 bars. That's typically when you would hear a cymbal crash coming in and out. So for now, for in terms of this tune, I think having it every 4 bars, it was not needed, because like I say, the cymbal crash denotes something new coming in and out, and DJs use that cymbal crash traditionally to know where the first beat of the bar is. And usually there are 8 bars to a phrase or 16 bars to a phrase. I liked the feel of Kadok, like the Night Train, because it had like that that nice like FM synth. I liked that. It had that nod to the 90s in there. Also, there was slight distortion on some of the louder bits. So when you've got like your cymbal crash and maybe a boom, on some areas of it, I was hearing a little bit of distortion. And I do think that this could do with another mix down anyway. Some of the things were a little bit, some of the percussion wasn't typically how I'm probably used to hearing them. Just having another mix down, I think, would sort this out if you wanted to, of course. But I'm trying to talk about this from a technical point of view, not subjective point of view. Technically, there absolutely were some areas in it where there was a small level of distortion, and I believe that will be because you've mixed down quite high. And then the limiter is smashing into the limiter a little bit too much if you have got a limiter on there. So I would go back down to, and when doing the mix down, I would do my kick at -6. My bass line will be at -6 or very, very, very slightly underneath -6. And then my hi-hats will be underneath that, but do everything. Go through every single hi-hat. So your opens, your closed, your rides, any loops in there. Do them all separately, but start from the bottom. So start from having the mixer channel all the way down, and then slowly, with your eyes closed, bringing it up to a level where you think, oh, I can just about hear that, and that's how it sounds. That's how it's sounding. That's sounding like where it should be in place with everything else. You'll be really surprised as well. I always find that when I start doing my mix down, hi-hats, for example, they're probably around -12, which is crazy, because I would never like think psychologically to put them at -12, but oh, that's far too low. But it's really not. It's when you can actually start to hear them. So start from around about -6 with your kick. Baseline around about the same, slightly tickling around the balls of -6. and then everything else, bring them in one by one, but start from no sound, closing your eyes, and then bringing it up so you can just hear them, move on to the next thing and the next thing, and see how that changes it. And then when you come to put a limiter on after that, then everything will sound very, very coherent and together. So that is what I would do. Hello, Luke. Make sure you send it in. We won't have time to put it on today because everything's already locked in for today. But make sure you send it into the details on here. And then on a Tuesday before 4 p.m, if you want it fast tracked for the show on that Tuesday, then send me a Facebook message or an Instagram message and remind me and tell me your email address and the track name, and I'll make sure it's on that day's show and fast track it for you. No worries. So yeah, Pete, really, really good tune. And I want to hear more from you. I am excited to see where you go with this, because the other thing about this was I can hear your personality in this tune. I can hear, I know how difficult this must be for you, being someone who's also got so many ideas, and I kind of flick between things all the time because of my ADHD. I know how difficult it is to try and get something cohesive together as in one track, because you end up with so many different ideas in one setting. But you've done a really good job here. I like the way, and this is something that I hear a lot in more what's the word for it? Present day music at the moment, is there's sections to it. So we've got this is happening now, and now this is happening, and now we've got to switch up to this happening. Whereas before that might have been too much. But I like what you've done in this tune. I really, really like that little rappy vocal. I wonder if it's you. I wonder if it's actually you. Where is it? Let me just go back and have a look to it. And then the gated effect that you did on it. And then you put that gated effect on it. I fucking love that, mate. I think that's awesome. I knew it. That's twice today I recognise someone's own vocals. There's something about doing your own vocals, gang, that is so important, because no one else is going to have that. That's a piece of you. It's like you're ejaculating into your own music. Your baby, then. Your baby. Well done, Pete. Well done for ejaculating into your music. I appreciate you. Well done, mate. Keep them coming. And guys, make sure you go and follow Pete Bennett over on SoundCloud, please. I really did say that, yeah. What? Are you new? Stop being pretend offended. Oh my God. Yeah, you all know about the musical wanks. Some guy called Pete says my music's all wank. There you go. But awesome, mate. Really, really great tune. And yeah, like I say, I'm excited to see what you do in the future. Keep them coming. Next up, we have got Conor. No strange to the show, Conor Kieran has got a track here called The Substance. Here we go.
misuse of the substance. A few extra hours were accidentally used, causing an alteration. So I'm just looking for the procedure to reverse it.
What has been used on one side is lost on the other side. There's no going back.
Yes, hi. There's been a slight misuse of a substance. A few extra hours were accidentally used, causing an alteration.
Is lost on the other side. There's no going back.
There we go. That is a Substance Dark Extended Mix. Now, it says Dark Extended Mix. It's 3 minutes 57 long. So it's not that long. I think it could be, I think there definitely needs to be a little bit more variation in it, but it's a really, really good start. Yeah, exactly, DJ Gyro. Welcome in, by the way. I think that effect that you've got, where you've got like this ping pong delay with a kind of like telephone preset over the top of it, that little effect that you've got. I think you're using that a bit too often. That's more of like a texture or a bedding loop that I think that you've relied on a little bit too much. I think you could have something else in that track that could maybe take that up a notch, such as an acid line, for example, something like that, or swap that out, or put a different loop in or something like that. But it's got it maybe needs more in the second half, but you've got the bones of the track down, and this is what this show exists for, is to help people get from the place where they're at with your ideas. Thank you, Drew Clue. I think so. To get you to the next part of finishing this tune. So I'm really glad that you sent this in, because I know what it's like when I get to this point of making a tune. I'm like, okay, and now I'm like, I'll leave it alone, but maybe sometimes a little bit too long, because I'll be like, I don't know where to go with the track now. But yeah, there's a few ways that you could go with this. Yeah, it can be difficult, but you'll work it out. You'll work it out. Sometimes projects are a bit like missing jigsaw pieces. So sometimes the project itself won't become a full track, but parts within that project will. And so I've got into a habit now of bouncing down the most interesting elements in a project and putting them in a special folder. And I won't just bounce it down. If it's a melody, I'll also keep a copy of that MIDI file along with it. And the reason for that is when I'm going through sounds in the browser, I can quickly click on it and I can hear the audio bounce down version of it. And then I've also got to hand then straight away the MIDI pattern of it as well. So that is a good way of never losing one really good idea in a project somewhere that's never ever going to see the end of, the road by being completed. Because sometimes projects aren't going to be completed. Sometimes it's just a jigsaw piece within that project that one day you'll go, fuck, I have got the best riff or the best little loop that will work with this other project that I've got going. And then that will then, two projects become one. Like that song by the Spice Girls. And to become one. That song was about sex, by the way. It's disgusting. So yeah, I really like this. Guys, make sure you go and follow Conor Kieran, please. Keep up the good work, mate. We love you. Okay, next up we have got Quentin Newman, who's back. Hey, Quentin. Here we go. This is a track called Memories. I think Quentin said, let me just go and check the email. You had a bit of, so I want to share this track called Memories. I had the opportunity to talk with an A&R from Armada. He reviewed my track and helped me finish it. I haven't sent him the final result yet. I'm waiting for your feedback and potential approval. So we're going to have a listen to this with a view for it getting on Armada. So we've had Quentin's stuff on the show before. It's awesome, his stuff. So let's have a listen. Have a little listen.
I'm dreaming, lights are out and I'm feeling every part of our history and every word you've said. I'm healing, things like this keep me breathing. You take my hand and you guide me through the memories we share. And I've been waiting for some time to know if you are happier now that I am gone. Oh, and I wonder if you'll smile when you look back at what we had. Does it make you sad? Would you come with me and relive our memories? Do you still remember who I was when I knew you well and you were all I had? I hope that things worked out in the end and you found your way in this ever-changing world that is our own. And I've been waiting
And I can't look at you right now because you're shining. Oh my God. That was amazing. Wow. Beautiful. It was from the YouTube MHA. What's that? What's that? For context, I've just asked where the vocal was from. The YouTube MHA. I loved it. Yeah, I thought it was so nice. Really emotive. Really, really nice. Very current sounding. It is extremely difficult to make a believable banger, a BB, in a major key. Major keys can be tricky, and also male vocals are not as popular, should we say? But if you get it right, so you've done two things there which make this track stand out for me, and that's a male vocal, and the fact that we're working in a major key as well. I think it's more difficult to get something believable in a major key without it sounding happy hardcore-y, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I am so proud of you. I also liked what someone else said in the chat about pianos, maybe. Pianos, in that breakdown. Having some lush pianos in there would be really nice. I liked the 80s glass piano kind of sounds that you had in there near the end as well. But yeah, what a tune. The tune, really, really nice, very, very well done, and of course, arrangement and production quality A1, really, really good, mate. It's so good to have you back as well. So thank you for sending this in. Really appreciate you. And guys, make sure you go and follow Quentin. And I really hope that Armada take that. I really do. I think it's great that you're already on their radar, so to speak. So another thing, guys, don't forget to send your music into BBC Introducing. And once you do end up getting a track on BBC Introducing, they'll remember your email address, and it can become easier and easier for you to get your music on there. So, always make sure just go to Google and put BBC Introducing. Start uploading your tunes. I think you get 2 or 3 a month that you can upload. Because if you start getting your music on BBC Introducing, it's going to be really good for you. And Quentin, if you're not already doing that, I would really, really strongly suggest that you send your stuff into BBC Introducing, because it goes out everywhere. And it definitely helps you to get taken more seriously as an artist. So yeah, definitely consider that. Thank you for sending it in, mate. Okay, next up we have got DJ Vortex, and this is Airwolf.
good enough for me.
That seems to be everyone's reaction.
You're like a couple of cockfighters heading for a showdown. Aren't you curious to know who's best? I never lost so much as a fingernail flying with you. That's good enough for me. I'm waiting, hot shot, let's go! That's good enough for me. Aren't you curious to know who's best?
That seems to be everyone's reaction.
That's good enough for me. I'm waiting, hot shot, let's go!
Okay, that is DJ Vortex and Airwolf. I understand the triplets now. So in the beginning, in the what we would call the DJ intro, because the track's called Airwolf, and I'm assuming I do kind of remember Airwolf. This is the theme tune to Airwolf, isn't it? So I understand that the theme tune is the triplets. Now, it's very, very difficult. So I really respect you for doing this, DJ Vortex, to put in triplets in with 4/4. You either have to do it one or the other. So a good example would be some of the older hardstyle tunes by Gostosa, maybe some Headhunter stuff, where it will start with a 4/4 beat so that it's easier to mix in, and then it will kind of go into the swingy triplets, and then, or sometimes it won't, but mixing a triplets tune into a 4/4, it's doable, but it's very difficult to do that. So either switch, I would say switch one to the other. And within this tune, that would mean your intro and your outro just don't have that triplet audio sample in the intro and the outro, because it will put off DJs. DJs won't want to mix that. It was putting me off listening to it, but obviously this track is a not Night Rider, an Airwolf homage to. So you need to have it in the breakdown, so you can have its moment. It can have its moment. Then you can have the triplets side of it, but having them together is going to cause issues because it's off grid. It sounds off. What else? At 5 minutes in, you did a key change with the melody, but the bass line needs to change with it. So if I just go back into it, let's have a look at around about 5 minutes. Here we go.
That seems to be everyone's reaction.
So this is the normal one. Then at this bit you change it. So there's a few wrong notes there. I can hear that when you've transposed everything up, you've not done it there's a note that is making it into like a major instead of it being sticking to the minor scale. So you've literally just copied and pasted it from where it was and then took it up a fifth, I think. Yeah, you took it up a fifth. So you'll need to amend some of the MIDI notes on that. And then also underneath that bass line needs to reflect the change of the fifth movement up on that progression. So you'll need to copy that and change that in the bass line as well, because as it stands, there's a lot of clashing notes there. It could sound a lot better. So yeah, and it's absolutely okay to make those mistakes. Sometimes we can't hear stuff like that though, especially if you don't come from a musical theory background. It's not always obvious, and also a lot of the time we can look at things instead of listening to things. So we'll look at it and go, oh, well, that looks like it's fine. It looks like I've gone up a fifth there. But when you go up a fifth in any scale, there's going to be some of the notes in between there that you're going to have to manually move in order for it to stay in that minor scale, but up a fifth. But apart from that, oh my God, there were some proper moments in this, like here.
I'm waiting, hot shot, let's go.
That acid line, man, oh my God. And then you got your band passing. Yeah, we've got some proper moments in here. Like, there's so many great parts to this tune that it's worth going in and correcting a few of the technical aspects that will make this track from being good to it being like signable and for DJs to play it. So yeah, well done, mate. Yay!